Hello everyone, today I'm going to make keema matar. As you can see, it's hot, steaming, yummy and delicious. So if you want to know how to make keema matar, please keep on watching the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's start the recipe. So here are the ingredients we need. I've used 500, roughly around 500 grams of lamb. Now I'm just using the Safeway brand here in Australia, but it's up to you, whatever brand or quality you want to use. Now I have frozen peas here, once again from Safeway brand. You can use fresh or frozen peas. That's your choice. Now, some of the other things I have used here are coriander. I have one large onion, some garlic and ginger. With tomatoes, it's up to you if you want to use canned tomatoes or fresh tomatoes. In terms of spices, the first thing here is now we use hing in our household. So almost in all the Indian recipes, we use hing. It's quite good for the digestion, and if you have problems like any issues with uric acid, so when you eat high protein dishes, so hing really helps you with that. So do try it. All the other things I have here is other normal Indian spices. So we have salt, we have turmeric, we have red chili, and we have garam masala. So let's start making it. Now here you can see I've already made a paste of onion, garlic, ginger and tomatoes in my blender. I've used canned tomatoes, and that's 400 grams of canned tomatoes. One thing I would like to say here is I know traditionally it's the first you roast onion, ginger and garlic and then you put the tomatoes. But I think life's too short, to do all those things. And when you're so busy working full time, and then you have to cook dinner as well, so yeah, I just make a paste all together and then roast it, and honestly I can't see any difference. So that's the first thing, and the other thing is you need to roast it properly. I would say at least 30 to 35 minutes if you want that real authentic Indian gravy. So roast it for a long time, and don't be stingy on the quantity of when you're making any Indian gravy. So I've used a full can of tomatoes here. I had a large onion. That's basically the main thing. So I have some oil in my pan. Now I've used olive oil. You can use any. It's been heating on a low to medium flame. I'm putting some cumin seeds in there. Haven't measured it. Just I would say maybe a teaspoonful of cumin seeds. And once they start roasting, and you can see the spluttering of oil in there. Um, we'll use the hing powder. As I've said, we use hing with every recipe. Once again, not measuring. I would say maybe half a teaspoon or something in there. So we'll let cumin seeds and hing cook for around 10 to 20 seconds. And once that's done, we are going to put all the paste in there, and cook it, as I said, for 35 to 40 minutes approximately. So I've put the paste in there. It's been roughly around 5 minutes. What we are going to do is now put all the spices in there. Um, and what I'm going to do is sort of put, and the spoon I'm using here, as you can see, 2 spoons of salt in there. I'm going to have roughly 1 spoon of turmeric, maybe half teaspoon or a bit more than half, depending on your taste, of red chilies, and around 2 spoons of garam masala. Now I've made my own garam masala at home, and it's quite flavorsome, and that's why I'm not adding other spices as in cloves or cardamom or dalchini, etc. So if you want me to make a video on how to make garam masala at home, please leave the comment below, and I'll make that video. So yeah, I'm just going to mix all the spices with the paste properly. Then what we are going to do is just put a lid on the pan, reduce the flame and let it cook for at least 30 to 40 minutes. I would say minimum is 30 minutes to roast the paste properly. So yeah, I'm just reducing the flame and we are going to cook it. So it's been around 40 minutes now, and you can see that the gravy has reduced. It's thick and it smells absolutely delicious. Now what we are going to do at this point is we are going to add our lamb mince. As I said earlier, it's around 500 grams. And what I'm going to use to mix the mince is a potato masher. It's optional. If you don't have it, you can use a fork, or even if not, I think you can, I think every household is used to certain things. But I believe potato masher for me is quite effective. Sometimes when you're cooking with mince, you still have those chunks of meat left. Uh, and my kids, they don't like to see the big chunks, so I just use a potato masher to make sure that everything is mixed properly, the mince has been broken down, so that yeah, my kids don't see that. So as you will see here, I'm really taking my time to make sure that all the mince has been mashed properly before I put the lid on and cook the meat. So yeah, as I said, you will see here, I know it's boring to say, but yeah, I'm just mashing it properly. So what we'll do after that is, as I said, still the flame on low or low to medium, I would say. We'll put the lid on and let it cook for, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast the meat cooks. Because that's another thing. Now, we live in Australia, and we have sort of compared with India that the meat here in Australia cooks really fast. So it might be 5 to 10 minutes for me, or it might be half an hour for you. So, yeah, depending on that. So, the meat's been cooking for, I would say, around 10 minutes at this time. I can see the meat has cooked. At this point, what we are going to do is add frozen peas. So I am sort of using around 150 to 200 grams of peas in there. Now I've used a ball here, but roughly I would say 200 grams. So we are just going to add the peas in there, mix it properly, again cover the lid and let it simmer for another 10 to 15 minutes, again depending on, because I've used frozen peas here and they cook faster than the fresh peas. If you want, you can even boil the peas beforehand, and then add the peas with the meat to reduce the cooking time. So it's entirely up to you. So I'm just mixing the peas in there, stirring it once again to make sure they are mixed properly. We are going to cover the lid here. We are going to put the lid on, and then cook it for another 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll come back to it. So here you see it's been another 10 minutes. It's cooked properly now. It tastes absolutely delicious at this point. So basically that's the recipe for keema matar. Now if you want, you can have some garnishing here. I have some chopped coriander, which I'm going to add to this. So, yeah, do try it and let me know whether you like it or not. Please leave the comments below. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a good day.